Hey, what's up everyone, this is GHz Alex, and today I got my review on the brand new Samsung Series 5 Chromebook. Alright, let's take a look at this bad boy now. So on the inside, what it's running, it's using a 1.66 GHz dual-core processor. It's got 16 gigabytes of solid-state memory, which for solid-state is very nice. And it does not matter really the size because it is all based in the cloud. I'll explain that later. It's got 2 gigabytes of RAM. It's got Wi-Fi and Verizon 3G, not 4G but still 3G. It's got some ports that we'll get to, and it's got a 1 megapixel camera on the front and no Bluetooth. People are a little disappointed that it doesn't have Bluetooth, but you know, you can deal. Bluetooth isn't the most important, but it would be nice. Alright, let's take a little size comparison. So I got my 17-inch Samsung laptop over here. If you take a look side by side, it is much much smaller. This is a 12-inch screen, so it's much smaller than a 17-inch Samsung laptop. It's much thinner as well. It's about maybe half the thickness of it. Alright, now let's compare it to my iPad. Compared to the iPad, it's a little bigger. This is the iPad 2. It's a little bigger than the iPad 2. It's also a little thicker. Thicker. But this is a netbook versus a tablet, so you got to take that into consideration. Alright. So now let's take a look at the ports. So on the right side, we got the USB and a little cover covering up a SIM card slot. On the front we got an SD card slot. For your Android phones you can get your mini SD converters and plug them in there. Very handy. And then on the left side, we got a power port, a vent that doesn't get too hot, which is nice. Sometimes these vents get kind of hot. A cover for a VGA out and USB out, and a 3.5mm earphone / mic jack. Alright, so let's open it up and take a look on the inside. Alright, so let's open it up and see how fast it starts up. Sorry if there's a little glare, I'm having some problems with that today. It's got the little Chrome symbol. You can see the keyboard here. It's already started up. I could already log in. If you look down the keyboard, instead of a caps button, there's a search button. So there's no caps lock button. Down here we got the mouse trackpad, which is like all the Apple laptops. There's no buttons, but it's got the click and the right clicking and the dragging and all that stuff. Up here we have a couple custom buttons, such as window switch, dimming of the screen. That's kind of a common one, and the volume. Alright, now let's take a look at the actual screen. And then logging in is pretty much just instant. You have to use your Gmail, so it's like logging into your Gmail. And then once you then it logs in, and then it opens up right to wherever you were last viewing, or whatever you were last doing. So there's two different ways to get to the internet with this. You can have your Wi-Fi at your home, or if you're at a hotspot, or you can have your Verizon 3G activated. Now what's really nice about these is all the Chromebooks are coming with a 2-year Verizon 100 megabytes a month for free membership, or whatever you want to call it. So that means no contract, but you can use up to 100 megabytes a month for free with Verizon for 2 whole years, which is an amazing deal. I believe that usually runs for like $15 a month. So that's a great deal right there. And then of course you can always add on to it and get higher memberships. And the one I'm kind of interested in is you can get unlimited 3G for a whole day for $9. So that could be kind of useful if most of the time you're at home or at places where you can get Wi-Fi, but then you travel and need it for that day. So let's talk about the operating system a little bit. It's almost like if you've ever used Chrome. It's pretty much like just having Chrome, except you can't exit out of it. That's all there really is to it. It's a pretty simple operating system. The closest thing you'd call to like my computer, you can get this screen, which just has what's on your hard drive. You can create some files, and then what's plugged in, such as SD cards and USB and flash drives and all that stuff. So that's not much to it. So then you got this right here, and it's basically like Chrome. So you can do, it's really meant for just surfing the web or doing similar things. So one of the great things they have on here is the web store, and you can download some things. I've downloaded a couple things to test them out. So we got the Google Books, which is a very basic program but seems to work fine. You can read it now, download books, and they're very easy to read, very clear, crisp. The screen looks good. This is 12 inches. Looks very good. Not much to that. And because everything is saved in the cloud, you can just close out of that and come back to right where you were. So there's some games on the web store. Let's look at some of those. Angry Birds. So it's a beta. It's a little unstable, but it's pretty good. It's a little laggy once in a while, but it's definitely playable and will definitely be much better in the future. It says beta down here. Oh, here we go. Just give you a quick little demo. See, it works. Use the mouse. It works fine. Alright, I'm not going to embarrass myself and try to play that game. And then a couple other games I've tried Canvas Writer. That's a little laggy. It's a little tough to play. Angry Birds is definitely easy to play. Bowman 2, definitely easy to play. It's a very basic game. Can be entertaining. Lord of Ultima, so that's a little more graphic intense game. I've played that a bit. It gets a little laggy once in a while, but definitely playable. Definitely, not going to be screaming at it, why is it freezing all the time. And then Mr. Bounce, another kind of simple game, works very nice as well. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the music. So Google will soon be releasing this to everyone, which is the Google Music beta. It's invite only right now, but I'll give you guys a little bit of a look at it, and just kind of it works well. Music starts playing really quick once you start playing songs, and the beauty of this is all your music is kept on the Google Cloud, meaning that anywhere you log in your Gmail, you'll have your music. And this means you can have as much music as you want and never have to worry about space, which I'm sure many of you know that is a great aspect. And the speakers on this laptop for a netbook are very good, and if you compare it to like an iPad or any kind of tablet, they're much better than any tablet. And they get fairly loud. You're not going to want to play this in a crowded place, but in your home, semi-loud place, it's great. So let's see, the next thing we got is the Google Docs. The Docs, it's like the equivalent of word processing. This is what I've been kind of writing my notes for this review on. The only problem I have with Google Docs currently is printing from this device to any kind of printer is pretty much tough. Unless you have one of those brand new HP cloud printers that you can use your iPad to print to, it is very annoying to print because you have to set up a host through your computer, and it's still a little problem. And, this is still all a beta, as it says right here. This you don't need an invite to, like the music, but it's still a little glitchy and could use some work. Any of you people who use Android phones or iPhones, host printing can just be tough.